Intros, we're gonna move in.
I like your intro. I think
Yeah.
it's funny.
You want to tell we're gonna move in? All right.
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Hey guys, we're back, man. We're still partying it up over here at Cilo's Castle. I think we're in here, man. We're not gonna get out of the water. Shacks are in the house with Dries.
What's up?
And my friend Cilo and my friend, my
Goldie.
compadre Goldie is in the house. Hey,
What's up, guys?
thank you guys for checking out the last show. So what do we got going today?
Cilo, what's
Cilo,
Spotlight on KRS-One, the Blastmaster, aka the teacher. And also,
even-
that happens. Of
Even the
course.
stamp falls on that one. So
Yeah.
Did he
Spotlight
drop
on
it fast?
KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions.
Okay, yeah.
nice.
So hold up. It's only KRS-One, but why was it called Boogie Down? Cause
Boogie Down Productions, actually, when he first started out with his DJ, rest in peace, DJ Scott LaRock.
Oh, wow.
Also, D-Nice is a member of Boogie Down Productions.
They were actually a group. If you notice, the albums were called Boogie Down
yeah,
Productions.
but it was,
He didn't have his solo stuff till later when it was KRS-One.
but like 90% of it was
KRS-One rapping.
okay. Thank you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
But
Like,
you only
more
said
like,
the DJ
like,
too, right?
like 90,
Oh, yeah.
like 98% of it was him.
Okay,
Okay,
there you go.
So rapping.
And
But,
KRS-One is
eh.
also a DJ, a producer.
Oh, wow, okay.
He does everything.
yeah,
Oh, that's
he does.
great.
He
That's
does.
good.
He actually produced one of Just Ice's albums. I know that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just I'm not too familiar with, it, but I know.
I know Just Ice, but I don't. His music, I'm not too familiar with.
One of his albums I know KRS-One put as like the top 10 albums. If you want to get into rap, Just Ice, I think. I don't know the name of the album.
Don't they give him the thing like he was the original gangster rapper?
Yes, for
Yeah,
the East
right.
Coast. He says that.
Yeah.
I believe he's from the South Bronx too, and I believe he came up in the homeless shelter, just like
Oh,
KRS-One
wow.
did too.
He was basically homeless. Yeah, that's
Wow.
right.
So my understanding, first gangster, you said?
Just Ice.
He called
Oh,
himself the gangster. The
Gangster rap? Is that
Yeah.
where it would originate from?
If we're talking about the same guy, I think
Yeah.
Ice-T gave
Yeah.
it up to him as the original
Oh, wow.
gangster
Oh,
rapper.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
I didn't know
Yeah, I believe it's him.
And
Wow.
he had like stuff that he put out even before he linked up with KRS-One that he did with Mantronics.
Oh, damn.
That's
Oh,
just
okay.
random. Yeah, I just remembered
Wow.
that one right now.
Wow.
So that's a whole other thing. But
Yeah, wow.
anyway, Spotlight on KRS-One from the South Bronx. I think the first time I ever heard of him actually is when he did the song called The South Bronx. The South
wow.
South Bronx.
Bronx. Mm.
And go ahead.
Heard
Sir.
a little bit of history in the Bronx. They're talking about basketball and a lot of history of basketball. So then you got some music now going into the area of
The
Bronx.
birthplace,
Yeah.
the birthplace of hip hop.
Okay.
The South Bronx?
Yeah.
You're talking about.
It will be
you
like
said
Compton
basketball?
here.
Talking about Rutgers?
Maybe something like that. I heard some background on
Street
that.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, street
yeah,
ball.
maybe.
How's Rutgers?
Yeah, records.
Yeah.
I'm not too
So that
familiar.
would be almost like Compton then, right, for LA?
Was that Harlem or where's
Yeah.
No, that's Harlem probably.
It's
yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
Well, it's New York.
Wrong-
it is
Wrong
Harlem.
neighborhood,
It is
guys.
Harlem. It is Harlem.
So-
South Bronx would be the mecca,
Yeah.
Yes,
the
for
mecca of hip hop.
Yes,
Like Compton
definitely.
to LA.
So Cool Herc, Cool Herc,
Yeah, because New York's small.
Cool Herc is credited as having like the first sound system
yeah,
and coming out
with the
into a
DJ
park.
and all that.
And
yeah.
they got like that's why KRS-One says that in a song is like power from the street lights made it dark.
Yeah.
Ah.
So that's how they used to rock the jams. That's how they used to power.
They
all
didn't
their
have no
DJ
outlet.
equipment.
They would take like the connections of the thing and take the power
Exactly.
from the street light.
Just like we do in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
That's
that.
called being resourceful.
Yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do, guys, and that's the way it works. So go ahead.
Yeah, it does. So that's how they first started out with
Yeah, nice,
Cool Herc. And actually, I believe like the first show ever was a birthday for his sister. I believe his
Oh,
younger
wow.
sister. And she said she wanted to have him DJ like
Nice.
in the park, and he did it. And that's how everyone just came out. All the b-boys, b-girls, other MCs,
Nice.
DJs, and party people back then in
Wow.
the South Bronx.
The birth and the creation, pretty much, of like how it all started for the culture, the hip hop culture.
And this is
Exactly.
what era? About 80s, 90s?
No,
70s.
70s,
70s.
early 70s.
Yeah. New York
Yeah.
was
79, no?
No, that's like
No, it's mid-70s.
That's
Oh, yeah.
they were releasing records like 79, 78,
Oh, yeah,
77, but they like started doing that like since like maybe like 74.
Okay.
Wow. That's a lot of history. New York is also in the U.S. has been known a lot for music anyway. Even from the Club 56 and all that stuff from
Yeah.
that era, you know, they I guess they're one of the.
54.
Club 54.
I'm off on my numbers too.
This guy stole my bong earlier.
I better stop drinking this stuff, whatever this is. But go ahead. But yeah, I mean, New York has been very influential with the music. But go ahead, guys.
Well, I think we should like hear the song and then let's.
Well,
unless you got more to put on it, because I mean, the song, it's a diss record.
Oh yeah, diss track.
It's
One of
a
those.
diss record.
so we're spotlighting two songs today. One of them, the one that we're
We forgot to plug.
difficulties.
We forgot to plug the camera to the electricity outside, but we fixed it. We called the Mexican. He did it for us. But go ahead, guys.
racist.
$25.
So we're spotlighting two songs from Keras One today. Boogie Down Productions. The first song that we're going to talk about right now is called "The Bridge Is Over." Now, "The Bridge Is Over" is a song that is a response to a song called "The Bridge" by MC Shan, who is from Queens, New York. And Keras One and Boogie Down Productions crew, they're from South Bronx. And it's a response to "The Bridge," where Keras One feels that MC Shan is claiming that hip hop started out in Queensbridge.
Wow.
Where everyone knows, or everyone should know, hip hop started out in South Bronx, where BDP Keras One is from.
Was this before the Sugar Hill Gang, or
This was
After.
after?
After.
So
Actually, yeah, it was after. Sorry.
after Sugar Hill, because as far as I know, that's the oldest history.
Those
I have
are the
from-
early 80s.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight was the first official rap record released on vinyl, or released as a single.
Okay,
Official.
got it.
Like officially. It's
Got it.
listed on billboards, all
Yeah.
that. Billboard
Besides-
charts, etc.
Besides Rapture from Blondie, right? That was after.
Well, see, that's like
It's
that's
one
not
of
a
those.
that's not a full rap song.
Correct.
Because she sings in it.
Yeah.
So if it was like
And
more,
She calls
she
out
only-
Fat Five Freddy on
she
there.
only does the rap verse at the
Correct.
end of the song.
Correct.
And
So Sugar Hill-
that's why I bring that up too. There's elements of songs that have rap too. Like Stevie Wonder even did like a rap in like
Correct.
one of his songs. Tina Marie, she used to call herself Lady T. She has a song where she raps.
Would you consider square dancing like rap too? Because I used to talk a lot during the music back in the
No,
country.
no.
I mean, get your partner
Not at all.
do. You
No.
know, I mean,
No.
you definitely know it.
You're like the
Yeah.
Well, you know,
12th person is trying to like
people do
do
compare
a connect
country
with
music
country.
to
No,
rap.
I know.
But I mean,
no.
they're talking
No,
there.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if that's what you
Because
rap.
they're telling a story, and it's
Yeah.
usually about drinking or
Oh, I see.
you know,
I see what you're saying there. I see where you're going.
you know how country
Yeah,
music
yeah,
is.
yeah.
And so they compare
Sweet
it. They
Red,
compare it to hip hop.
delicious.
Yeah. But it's a different vibe, you know.
Yeah, no, it's totally different.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool. But go ahead. Sorry. Sorry to disrail this
Oh, it's
train.
cool. It's
but-
cool. I was enjoying my beverage.
Yeah, but go ahead.
It was
Then
tasty.
history.
So this song, "The Bridge Is Over" by Keras One from Boogie Down Productions, is a response to "The Bridge" by MC Shan, who's also from a crew called the Juice Crew, which is a crew that Big Daddy Kane, an artist that we just spotlighted, is
Yes,
from.
yes.
But Big Daddy Kane,
Look at the last
Big Daddy Kane
episode.
was cool.
the last episode. But Big Daddy Kane is
We
not
got
from
some good
Queens.
stuff over here. But go ahead.
Big Daddy Kane is from Brooklyn.
Okay.
He's not from Queens, and Big Daddy Kane is very cool with Keras
Yeah,
One.
they have a good relationship.
Actually, for a while, Keras One lived in Brooklyn, and that's why he used to hang out with Big Daddy Kane. So
Okay,
that's
good.
another random info
Good.
right there. So this song is "The Bridge Is Over," and I consider it one of the greatest diss records of all time, besides
Wow.
No Vaseline.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
thank you for saying
we
that.
got-
I
I was telling him earlier.
West Coast, baby, come on.
He covered himself on that one.
So the thing is, maybe you could help me out on this one. I think the beef started with this because Mr. Magic and Marley Marl used to work at WBLS, and also they were also the guys that you would go to get signed onto Cold Chillin', right?
And they both rejected him.
Oh wow.
Both rejected you.
Keras One.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's where he felt like, Like really? Like I am hip hop. I am the guy.
Wow.
Like you're gonna say no to me?
So he
So
stood
he
up
went,
for it. Yeah.
So he went off and did what he had to do.
That's good though.
And he won. I mean, he
I respect that. in
He
an artist,
destroyed him. It was so
But
lopsided.
hold up. So how did he get his record on another station or what? 'Cause
B-boy rap. Oh, okay. So there was also Kiss FM with DJ
What?
Red Alert.
Who's
DJ
that?
Red Alert in New York. See, I know a lot about
The
this.
Kiss
and
FM
he-
in New York?
Yeah,
he shouts him out in his music a lot.
We have
He
a
always
Kiss
shouts
FM
him
in
right
California.
So DJ Red Alert, yes. That was like his little saying, his catchphrase.
Oh wow.
He used to play them, and they used to come on the station with him.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So that's how they got.
Exposure.
And since DJ Red Alert was battling in ratings against Mr. Magic and Molly Mall against WBLS, which
He's
was
like,
their
give me your
rival,
stuff.
he totally was like backing up Karis One and Boogie Down Productions.
And this is at a time when we don't have YouTube, guys. For all you, you know.
Oh yeah, it was so different back
So,
then.
It was harder for you to get your stuff out. Now we have all the media where you know you
just
can
put it
get
on the
exposure.
internet.
Back then, like if you wanted to hear, like, well, okay, like I would say WBLS and Kiss FM in New York were geared more towards R&B and hip hop, but like Mr. Magic's Rap Attack show, I think was just for like a couple of hours,
I don't know.
and that's when they were just playing just straight hip hop.
Wow.
You know, so it wasn't like hip hop was played all day, you know,
Yeah.
but
They had segments.
yes, you know, and that's how it was. Same thing with like DJ Red Alert and everybody else, and it was the same thing too when back in the day on K Day, the original K Day,
Mhm.
which was on 1580 AM. It was mostly it was like that. Actually, they played a lot of hip hop though, but they would also play a lot of R&B songs. So
Oh,
they mixed it up, but they would have like the Mix Master show where it was just primarily all hip hop.
Wow.
And shout outs to the OG Mix Masters, Ralph M the Mexican, Dr. Dre,
Oh yeah.
my goodness. Chris the Glove Taylor, Battle Cat, West Coast West. I think is he? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
The
My
Battle
bad.
Cat I'm
My
thinking
bad.
about is Snoop Dogg.
My bad. But he's a West Coast OG though. He's
Yeah.
definitely
he's pretty
Uncle
smart.
Jam's Army though.
Everybody.
Uncle
So-
Jam's Army, like everybody to me, Uncle Jam's Army is like the OGs of especially LA that put out rap and hip hop.
Okay, for real quick, for non.
Oh, we're getting off
Yeah,
topic.
we're getting-
for a non hip hop guy like me that I'm not too familiar with the genre as much as you guys. My understanding is that hip hop originated in the radio in New York first before we got it to the West Coast, or was it at the same time?
No,
No,
it
no.
was
That was in
no.
the East Coast first, sure.
East Coast in New York. It started out in New York in the South Bronx first.
I see. Okay,
And it
I
didn't
gotcha.
hit radio until Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, and they're from New York.
Yeah, so those initiated
And
originally.
that's when it first got on radio,
Yeah.
Isn't
like
the
all
80s?
together.
Isn't the 80s?
Yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
you know, Rapper's Delight's like 79.
Yeah, it's
Was it
79, yeah,
I thought it was like
79.
the 80s.
No.
No, I probably merged into the 80s.
Yeah, you guys. I mean,
It
I,
was still
79,
played a lot in the
79.
80s.
I drink a lot. I forget shit.
So and that's what I was wanting to say earlier. You know, New York has been a very big pioneer in the music industry. I mean, except for country maybe, because country probably comes from
South.
Tennessee.
Music
yeah.
and art. Music
Yeah.
and art.
Yeah.
New York's always been a pioneer.
Yeah, they're ahead of way ahead of the
Everybody
Yeah.
almost.
But that's good to know, though. It's good, you know, we get to know the origin of it.
Yeah. This is
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I
okay,
give
so-
them their props, but
Okay, so the song is called "The Bridge Is Over," and this is Karis One Boogie Down Productions' response to MC Shan's song
Cool.
"The Bridge."
this is what they call the Bridge Wars. There we go.
the Bridge Wars.
Check it out, guys. Enjoy.
You should put it on the lyrics. Hey, Dre, you should put this up there for the lyrics. Oh, that's right.
No, that's okay.
I said, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over. Hey, hey, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Bye-bye. The bridge is over, the bridge is over.
Yeah,
Listen, me
yeah.
coming
Bring
in
it
the
up.
dance with the slip, I said,
Because,
see ya.
because,
Sound the sound for BDP. If you want to join the crew, well, you must
Because
see
to me
me.
also, like,
You can't sound like
the
shit,
cool
not the
rhythm
one
around
Marley.
it.
Because Shannon Marley on and I'm rhyming like the gay. If you don't the mind, man, they don't know what to say. Saying here, I'm stuck in
That's
a
like with
saying lies like that, man, you know what I'm trying to so tell them again, we come to tell them again. Wow. Tell them again, we come to tell them again. Tell them again, we come to tell them again.
on making it. Brooklyn keeps on taking it.
Bronx keeps creating it. And Queens keeps on faking it.
The ice is in the.
Yeah. It's at the top part. The little like door food, you can just like go ahead and like play it off. Yeah, because it's kind of hard to fuck with, you know. DJ Scott LaRock.
Ain't nothing.
Productions. Union Square, square. Ooh.
What's the matter with your MC Marley Marl? Don't you know that he's
Out of touch.
What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan on the wheels of steel?
Molly sucks. Yes.
You better change what comes out your
Speaker.
You better off talking
About
about
your whack Puma speaker.
Once created hip-hop queens will only get dropped.
You're still telling lies to me.
Everybody's talking about the
Is
juice
that a rock song?
money, but you're still telling lies to me.
That was fuck. That's
Is it? I didn't know that. Of course.
what's that?
Barrington Levy Styles. All the reggae shit, you know.
No, not reggae. It was wrong. That little chant in Missouri. Still rock and roll. It's rock and roll. He said hip hop, but it's still rock and roll.
He also uses the Beatles.
Yeah, take the wackest song.
Yeah, take it better.
Remember to listen
Into your skin.
Then
We'll begin to master rhyming.
There you go, guys. Hey, that was pretty cool. We got some extra stuff on there too. Why not? So, how do you guys like it?
Man,
Yeah,
I
real
love that
catchy.
song. I love KRS-One.
Yeah.
Personally, to me, he's the greatest MC of all time.
Uh,
That song right there is one of the first original diss songs that I ever heard, and he calls out everybody. He calls out Shan,
the
Molly
DJ,
Mall,
the radio station.
the radio station,
Mr.
WBLS, Mr. Magic, and he talks about Red Alert too.
Oh, he gives the props though.
Yeah,
right?
that's his homie. You know, he
Yeah.
backed
He's the
him
one
up.
that put out.
He's
the
on
song.
Kiss FM.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's the only song I can play on a keyboard. So.
Yeah,
True, just catch a little hook, man.
True.
It's got a lot of the old vibe on it, which I like. You know, a lot of the sound samples from that era, from early '80s. Got that style.
Yeah.
It's so different from, you know, of course, what we have now. Of course, everything has evolved as well.
Yeah, it's
Real catchy tune. So it's really.
It's
really good.
simplicity at its finest. You got
But
some
it's good,
keys
though.
and some
Yeah,
drums.
I was about to say that. Like
Yeah.
it's simple, but
It's hard.
that's
though.
Very-
what I like. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it was a simple beat.
Yeah,
And
right.
then like East Coast hip hop, they got really noisy after that.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So
when-
sometimes,
With the
I,
sirens.
like with the bomb squad and all that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was cool. I'm not saying it wasn't cool,
Yeah.
but it got really noisy. And
Yeah.
correct.
these type of beats kind of died down a little bit.
And would you say that it was overproduced after when it was noisy?
That
It's
is
too-
that's the
too
exact
much
word
production,
I would
maybe?
use for it.
Yeah.
It's overproduced.
yeah,
It's overproduced,
and that
but-
could happen.
It could happen, but
But
at
it
the same
catches,
time, it's
yeah.
like crazy how you hear all these songs and
People
all these
like that
tracks and
sometimes,
Some,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes.
some people.
I like some of that shit. I like
Yeah.
the Bomb Squad. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think it was overproduced. They were like, to me, they were innovative, and plus,
Yeah,
they always had bass, which is something like
Correct.
fundamental to hip hop.
Yeah.
correct.
And they
Correct.
used multiple samples, which I love
Yeah.
personally.
But yeah, I think we should end it on that because the song pretty much says it all. Like if you, I think this was one of the songs that I started hopping on to KRS's category. Like what else he got? This was pretty hard
Mhm.
because if you pay attention, it's kind of funny because he's talking shit and everybody loves negative bullshit sometimes, like movies and all that.
The
shit.
thing I
But,
love
like,
about
action, you like people dying, like it's entertaining.
the thing I love about KRS-One, it's like how we were talking about Big Daddy Kane in the last podcast. Big Daddy Kane could be like, like a hardcore
Oh, yeah,
lyricist,
yeah.
but at the same time, he's also a ladies' man, a smooth player
Well,
operator.
not so much KRS-One, but
But KRS-One,
He
what I
came
like,
with
what I like about him is he could still be a gangster. He could still
Yeah.
be tough. He could still be a hardcore lyricist. But at the same time, he could be a teacher,
yeah,
and he
he's
could be
schooling
dropping
you.
lyrical knowledge and
Yeah.
facts.
I'm gonna disagree with the first part of that. He wasn't. He was never gangster. He never came off as
He-
gangster. He came off
he
as
was-
very
the first album.
he can become aggressive
The first
and
album,
he could
man.
ruin your career.
Yeah.
But then he
That's
also.
pretty gangster in a clean.
Yeah, I know,
But Criminal
but he
Minded-
would say
Criminal
that's not
Minded,
gangster.
though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He would say that.
the
I
definition would
only
probably-
disagree on his first album. To me, Criminal Minded is very gangster.
It
You
says
know,
it
first
in
of all,
the
he comes
title.
out. They got guns on the cover of the album.
Yeah,
Even
oh,
Scott
yeah,
the Rock
that's
got a
right.
gun.
He's
They got a pistol each.
AK, no?
Nah, they
It's
got
auto-
like
it's
a
automatic.
pistol.
You know what's
I think
funny
they got
about that? You know he had that beef with Nelly of all
Oh,
rappers.
yeah, we were just talking about that.
And Nelly went at him with that, exactly that.
Yeah.
He's like, you
You're
always
contradicting
you
yourself.
preach about
Yeah, nah.
peace and unity and love for hip hop, but then your first albums you were always holding a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
And maybe
what
now,
kind of message you sending?
Well,
Would
he
you-
always
would-
says he's always going to talk about reality and the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
So
reality.
he's talking
at
about
the
street
time.
life. He's
Yeah.
talking about street life, and
And
he's
now
talking
it's the
about
line.
and he's talking about like the past of what he went through and what his friends went through and people he knows that went through.
so was that more of a portrayal of what
The
he
community.
lived,
Yeah, the community.
or a portrayal of himself? You know, because that's
Oh,
where I
this
think.
song you're talking about?
Yeah, where the album covers for the
Oh, the album
we're talking
covers.
about the gun. So
It was-
people
it was-
perceived it as what? As a portrayal of him as an artist, or as the environment he was in?
I believe the environment, but
Yeah.
also on by any means necessary, he's actually copying the picture of
Malcolm
of
X.
Malcolm X
I see.
with
Yeah.
the gun by the window.
I remember that.
So there's he's got his message in there. you
Yeah,
know.
Sure.
there you go.
So it was about the message
Yeah,
more so
message,
than, yeah.
With him,
Cool.
definitely the message. I definitely one of the most lyrical MCs of all time.
Yes.
I mean,
You might not sell records,
he's got multiple
Yeah, exactly.
songs that are great.
but people respect him and they know
Yeah.
he is.
There's a quote that he says about
He's got a library of
selling
music.
records and I forgot what he said, but I'm like, it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Just because you sell records don't mean nothing. Like,
Correct. I agree with you on that because there's a lot of really good artists that are very talented and they're not as big as some people out there that you say, well, what the heck, you know, why are they?
I think that's a
doing
lot
it?"
of times.
You know? I guess it's more of how the industry puts them out.
It's more to me. It's
of
about the
business.
industry
Yeah,
finding someone that'll fit a certain mold, a certain image,
yeah.
and is going to be able and willing to do that, and also say certain things and act a certain way.
Correct. So it's just give the people what sells, been more of a business.
I really think KRS-One is happy in the position he's in.
Sure.
I don't think he wants to be in the
The
limelight
glamour, yeah.
because that goes away really quick. When you make it up there,
Yes.
you ain't got nowhere to go but down. And I
Yeah.
mean, but if you stay somewhere in the middle, you're always going to be there. You're
It's
always going
good
to be
'cause
relevant.
You could go to the store and they're not going to bombard you with, photos and all that.
He can
crap,
actually
yeah.
go to the
Yeah.
corner store without getting harassed.
Yeah.
The new artists can't do that.
Yeah,
Correct. No, I hear you, and that's good. That's a good point.
maybe we should close it
So,
up.
well, we're gonna go ahead and close it out before they kick us out. I think we've spent a week here already. But other than that, Musical Inertia, I hope you enjoy this journey. Give us your feedback, give us your input, requests.
Music
Comment,
inertia,
share.
the
Yeah,
appeals,
leave a
YouTube.
comment. We'll do whatever song you guys want us to do.
Definitely.
Go ahead and talk your shit in the comments.
Make sure
Yes,
the West Coast-
definitely. Because we don't know we don't have all the answers, but we try our best. Other than that, we'll see you back in the shack whenever we make it back.
Peace.
See you out.